Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with
All right, sorry guys, I'm running a little bit late today, like usual. It's maybe later than usual. I don't think we've ever started this podcast on time, but one of these days we will do that. And now my computer's updating, so just to make matters worse. Anyways, on today's show, we're going to be talking about how to manage and grow your social media team. So this is going to be really cool because some of what we're going to be talking about is just how to build your team. Anyways, our guest today is one of my favorites. She is the social media and content manager over at Helium 10. We always have a ball when she's on the show. Anyways, she's been making strides in organic social media for over a decade, bringing her edge and expertise into the community management, influencer relations, content creation, social strategy, and analytics over at H10. Yes, and I'm even wearing old school Helium 10 t-shirt today. Old school. Anyways, I can't wait to get into it and talk with Cassandra Craven. It's going to be an awesome show. But before we get into it, I just wanted to give a shout out to our sponsor, Sellerize. Sellerize is your comprehensive solution for your everyday business needs. It's everything you need to grow and scale your Amazon business, and it's just one click away. For more information, contact Dima and his team over at Sellerize.com. And remember, Sellerize is just with one R. Okay, where is the man, the myth, the boy legend?
That's me.
Hi,
hello.
Hi, Squire.
Hi. You
How
were
are
running
you?
a little late today.
I know.
Cassandra, we're gonna just jump right into it.
You were just chilling, right?
You.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Mom. I was going up, grabbing a cup of coffee, and running downstairs. And I said, "Kelsey's going to handle this."
Yeah, maybe some brunch with Cassandra, and take a little lunch with Norm takeover. But first off, I want to just give a big shout out to Andy, Twilight Action, AMZ Elite, Jessica Rabbit, Andy Craig. It's great to see everyone. Rad is on too. Good to see you. Let us know what you got planned for the weekend. How are you doing? Is there anything new and exciting in the world that you guys want to talk about? I'll be in the chats looking over everything. So yeah, just let us know. Also, where you're watching from. We've got people from Miami today. Twilight Action is in Belgium. That's Andrew. And yeah, it's going to be a good show. Super excited to have Cassandra on. And also, I want to get our Beard Nation going and sending them over to the seller poll. Vote for Lunch with Norm podcast as your favorite podcast over at the seller poll. That's sellerpoll.com. I'm going to put the link there. Let's get that number one, okay? It's our goal. And that's about it. Yeah, take it away, Norm.
Well, thank you, Kelsey, for that intro. All right. Okay. So we'll get right into it because we are late. If you have any questions, comments, just throw it over into the right-hand column. So sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, and enjoy the episode. Where is Cassandra?
Hi, Norm.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. I'm in Helium 10 HQ today.
Fantastic. We usually talk to you at home. So now you're at the office. Cool. Yes. And look at Tim Jordan.
So many surprises.
There's a surprise right behind you right now. Hey, Tim.
You never know what's going to happen.
You never know. Look at him. How are you, sir?
Good.
Good.
Just they're working me like a dog over here, man.
Not true.
Well, I think it's a little bit true.
And look, the worst part about this office is I guess they heard that Timbo showed up and they brought like massive amounts of donuts and cookies.
Yeah.
I think we have 3 boxes of like artisan donuts and cookies, and I'm really struggling to stay out of the kitchen right now.
And I'm so Canadian. You say the word donuts and that's it. You have me.
I know, right? No, they're not Krispy Kreme. They got those like frou California crumbly vegan ones. They're not those good greasy.
Don't do that to a donut.
No, don't do that to a donut. All right.
This is a lot of information, very informative for the audience. Oh,
Yes, very informative.
oh my gosh. I hope we wanted to spice up the podcast, Norm. So I brought in some special guests.
Oh.
Yeah, that's just Tim. Like
Okay.
Kelsey is rocking the AM/PM shirt. You've got Legacy Helium 10. I have on Serious Sellers podcast. So
We're covered.
yeah, you think we don't? People don't think we shop anywhere else. Do you think people just think we get our wardrobes from Helium 10?
I know I do.
Right. They keep you covered. You're good year round.
That's right. Of course. Cassandra, for those of us who don't know you, can you just give us a bit more information about yourself?
Well, Norm, I don't think anyone has ever read my full bio except for you. And I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I had a copywriter tweet that. So thank you so much for, glamorizing what I do. But I am Cassandra Craven, Helium 10 Senior Social Media Manager. I've recently gotten a wonderful promotion from the good people here at H10. I do influencer relations. I know all the social media tips and tricks. I have film, television, broadcasting, all the experience. And now I'm here to talk with Norm Farrar.
Perfect. You know what? I got really excited and then I got really sad today. I heard that Judge Judy was coming back for Judy Justice.
Yes.
And then I found out Bird is no longer her bailiff.
It's upsetting, right?
It is. It is. But anyways, I'll deal with it on my own. But anyways, let's get into what we're supposed to be talking about.
No, I think people enjoy our banter, though. I really do.
You think so?
I do. I think my mom.
I do.
We're very funny, Norm. We're very charismatic.
At least I say that in my own mind, right? Yeah. In my own mind. But let's talk about this. Is a great topic today. Yeah. And you're just going through that right now.
Yes.
You just mentioned, I didn't know that, by the way. So with your promotion, you had to go through and you had to hire a new person on your team. Let's talk about that process. Like, how does that even start? Where do you go? When do you know? Let's say like Helium 10, okay, he's got some money behind it, but the average Amazon person that wants to grow their social media, even their team, where do they even start?
Yeah. I mean, okay. So Norm, the reason why I also want to talk about this is for most of my career, I've been a team of one. Even when I was working on, marketing teams and wider teams for different accounts, I was usually the sole person behind, the Instagram, the Facebook, things like that. So when they presented the opportunity to start broadening my team, I mean, it brought up a lot of excitement, but you also have to wonder, okay, how is this going to work? Because social media has so many components to it that I don't think a lot of people understand. I'm sure Kelsey does. Kelsey gets it. But it's creativity. You have to be on brand. You have to do analytics. It's kind of like you're hiring to share the same sentiment across different channels with different people, and you all have to have the same centralized voice, tone, aesthetic. Everything has to kind of come together and still stay on brand. So as you said, yes, Helium 10 may have a little more dollars behind it for broadening your team. But if you're just an average person, no one's average in this community, excuse me, entrepreneur, solopreneur, broadening your social media presence, I would definitely look to the Gen Zers, Norm. The Gen Z kids, those kids fresh out of college, they've got a fresh eye. They are excited to be a part of something broader, have that component to their social media presence. And they know, I'm probably dating myself, but they know what the kids are into. They know about the TikTok dances, they know about Reels, and they know how people use each platform. So that's where I would start looking. If you're looking to broaden your social media presence and hire a team and grow, that would be my first stop. And in fact, I have 2 new hires, and they are both fresh-eyed, young, ready to do some TikTok dances, get it going.
We're not talking about Tim Jordan, are we?
No, I passed on his resume.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. So I got stuck with him.
Yes. I recommended him over to you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good. All right. When you're talking about Gen Zers, all right. So we know, like, for Kelsey, anyways, we don't pay them. Well, we pay them in coffee.
Right.
But the typical, like coming out of the US or Canada, you're going to pay a price for that. And Amazon sellers, depending on where you're at in your Amazon journey, it's expensive. So what do you think about like shopping overseas and looking at a company, like going through, Upwork or Free Up? I don't even like saying that name. Or no, Free Up I love. Fiverr. Free Up, I was going to say, we hire from Free Up, and I would recommend that. So I edit that out, Kelsey. Nathan will kill me. But anyways.
I'm glad there's editing that can be done for these.
I don't think you can do that live.
No, but
Yeah, it's stuck there. There's
I'm
nothing
screwed.
we can do.
Oh my God. Sorry, Nathan. But anyways, compared to I'm red, by the way, compared to North American wages and over in the Philippines or wherever you're going, what would you recommend?
so I think when you talk about broadening your teams, I think a, VA overseas, things like that really would come in handy with content creation. If you're looking for someone to crank out your social media graphics, templates, animations, things like that, scheduling, moderation, I think all that can be done with a VA, someone to, look over who the comments are, what's coming in through the sentiment analysis, things like that. And I think it's a wonderful option, especially if you're on a budget and you're not sure what direction you want to take your social media presence for your brand. I do recommend, though, if you are looking to expand content like TikTok, Reels, things like that, I would look in your native land, if you will, just because there are nuances that are trending in certain demographics that may not be, cross-promoted or translated into other regions. So with like TikTok, there's so many different algorithms. People talk about getting on, they're on Mom Talk, they're on Clean Talk, they're on Amazon Talk, and people are on different components. So you want to make sure you have someone who can keep up with the pulse of pop culture and trends with wherever you want to market your brand to.
Now, I've always found it harder to find somebody in North America. Where are you looking to get these people?
Oh my goodness, Norm,
These are
everywhere,
the
anywhere
secrets.
though. Well, that's one of the advantages too of, as you know, Helium 10 is based in Irvine, California, Orange County. And of course you want someone close by, and the benefits of that is, being able to be in person, ideate together, create content together. But with, obviously COVID and work from home, and now we have kind of a hybrid situation here at Helium 10, we really can look anywhere and everywhere, and the girl that I recently hired, so I have two girls named Sydney. So I highly recommend hiring anyone named Sydney. They're just great. And so it kind of just came together. I had a good rapport with both of them when hiring, and the girl Sydney M in Oregon, she takes the lead on all of our TikToks and her content creation. And I have to say, she's not local, so we have to ideate via Zoom and things like that. When she comes up with her content and sends through like TikToks based on, Amazon or Helium 10 or just entertainment value, Norm, I feel like I have my own private like TikTok channel. And I'm like, I get so excited for what's going to go live. Like, I'm kind of like, this is insane. Her genius just like, exudes through the TikTok channels, if you will. And it's just really exciting. But I don't know that I would be able to get that same sort of trending relevancy from someone overseas. So definitely there's, pros and cons to everything, but highly recommend, looking anywhere and everywhere. Because if you have the advantage of being an entrepreneur and working remote, the opportunities are endless, Norm.
So, of course they are.
There you go.
Somebody reached out to me last night, and they were talking about they have an Amazon brand. They might be listening today. I'm not going to mention any names, of course, but they have a brand, sells about $5,000 a month. They're just growing it. They want to get into social media. They have done a terrible job themselves. They want to grow it. And they asked me what to do. And all right, so one of the things that I mentioned to them is that, if you don't know how to do it, job it out.
Yeah.
But you have to be careful too that you've got $5,000 coming in, and you could eat up $1,000 very, very easily with social media.
Yeah.
But what I said to them is just concentrate on 1 or 2 channels. And if you can't do 1 post a day, just do it every other day or every third day. Just get something going. But the key to all of this, and this comes back to hiring that right person, is to make sure that you've got somebody that's a quality graphic artist that can create a template. And then once you get to the 10,000, 20,000, you can get that template over to somebody on your team that can then start to deliver the everyday high quality content. But you could be delivered from somebody you outsource, your overall banner, your templates, a content calendar, and different types of content that you're looking for.
Definitely.
But you can't eat into that. Like, really, you can spend thousands of dollars on a good content manager for an Amazon brand. And that's the next question. So, and I don't want to get into what you're paying. That's a whole different level.
It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, like 7 figures a year. It's just, but anyways, what should somebody be looking? So they're hiring somebody for the first time, and then they're going to start building their team. What's a range overseas and domestic? Just a rough range. And again, keep in mind, let's just go with the higher low end. So let's say 10,000 and under.
Okay.
And then when somebody gets over that a month, what kind of price range should they be looking at for somebody on their team?
Well, Norm, I may be answering this a little vaguely. I'm gonna
vaguely is good, but just
I'm gonna be a little
ballpark.
vague. But I will. Here's what I would look for mostly is what works for you. As you mentioned, how often are you posting? How much do you want to delegate out? I think all those will go into factoring how much you want to pay for this person, how often they should be working, how many hours you want them, on the clock. And it's also about how much you enjoy doing it yourself. So for me, social media is a passion of mine. Obviously, I enjoy it. It doesn't even feel like work, Norm, because I love what I do so much. So, that's also kind of like passing it over to someone. I realized how much more time that freed me up to do more large scale campaigns, talk with influencers, things like that. So really it's about how much do you want this person? Do you want them on full time? Do you want them on part-time, 3 days a week, maybe just a couple hours a day, whether you're talking, a VA overseas or someone, in your domestic area. And especially like if you're looking for someone in the Gen Z category, fresh out of college, I think that it's pretty negotiable. And that if they're looking for some experience, or especially if they have that content creator drive as, wanting to be TikTok famous or wanting to do things on Instagram, maybe they already have an ongoing blog. There's a lot of wiggle room there. And I think that you can probably, if you're finding the right person, when you get in talks with them, and if you have a good rapport, you can probably work out something to benefit both sides. That will be my statement on that. Thank you.
Oh, okay. That's more than vague. Okay. We'll skip that for a while. But anyway, let's go to the next question.
I'm not a dollars and cents person here, Norm. I'm talking content, creativity, keeping your aesthetic, your voice and tone in a group setting. Yeah. That's where
that is very key.
Thank you.
You might want to, and this is something that we've done, and what we've recommended to people is to go out to a free up or to to go to an agency, find out, and just get that little bit, just get it going, pay for that, and get that done. And then while that's going on, and as your sales are growing, you can expand. Now, I'm just going to give a rough estimate. Overseas, Smart. You can get somebody. I would say that if you're in the 250 to 500 range overseas, you'd be fine. You can expand that out, and you can get somebody for $2 an hour. Would I recommend that? No. Check out their portfolio. Check out to see Like sometimes they're part of an agency that could help expand afterwards. And that's important. Then you don't have the heavy lifting. But sometimes you might want to do it yourself. Then over here, I mean, you're probably looking at $1,000 easy, like just to do that, get it done. And the other thing you might want to do is hire a consultant. Go in, talk to them, have that work done. Like Maya Gordon, we had her come in and we had her like take a look at what we're doing and give us information. She's affordable, and she showed us a game plan on how to plan out our social media.
Very
So
nice.
Maya Gordon, I mean, that's one I'll tell you to go and talk to. She's very approachable. She'll get your information to you. She does charge, and it's worth every penny. But we're not talking thousands of dollars. We're talking hundreds of dollars for and what you do with it. That's, do with it what you want. You can hire somebody or hire her. Let's talk about some of the pros and cons, Cassandra, about expanding your business. What have you run into?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think, Helium 10 is just growing, and I've said to you many times, Norm, we started with 10 people in a WeWork, and we've just expanded, and now we can't even fit 10 people in a booth at Prosper together. So we're just growing at such a rapid pace. It's so exciting. I haven't personally run into any problems, but I will tell you some things that made me anxious with hiring someone else is that, I feel like I'm very much like a self-sufficient. I don't like to depend on other people. If the old saying, if you want something done right, do it yourself. So letting go of that was kind of a personal challenge for me. And, releasing the reins, because everyone has their point of view. Again, keeping that voice, tone, aesthetic, making sure everything's on brand, that it's, cohesive with an overarching concept and things like that. So that was really my big apprehension. And also ensuring that everything goes out at a timely manner. I think there's a lot of psychology that also goes into social media, in which, people are looking for things in the immediate. You go to an activity, you go to an event, you're at a conference, people want to see that on social media immediately. You don't want any delay. So those were some of my biggest apprehensions with, kind of relinquishing the control, if you will, over that. But what I found is if you find someone who has an aligned point of view, an aligned work ethic and drive, and a shared passion for social media, you don't have to worry about any of those things, honestly. And Norm, I don't want to sound cheesy, but I feel very lucky to have the team that I do, not only from a wider team at Helium 10 to our marketing team, but even just my core social media team. And I think that I couldn't have asked for more wonderful people to work with. And then the pros are, as I mentioned, they outnumber any cons when you find the right people, because as I mentioned, I have Sydney number one, she was my first hire. Let's call her that. She's taken over more of like the day-to-day social media, which has freed me up to do more campaigns, podcasts with Norm. I have a cleared schedule now, Norm, for you because of Sydney. I can come
Beautiful.
but it does it. I felt that I wasn't giving 100% to the community at times. I couldn't, I was just spreading myself so thin, trying to do so much at one time. And the fact that she's taken that over, I feel that we can elevate our brand more and what we do on social media and the ties that we have with the community. For Sydney number 2 in Oregon, our TikTok queen, Norm, have you made TikToks? Do you know how long those take?
You don't want to see my dance.
No, we do, actually. Those are, I don't know how the Gen Z kids make it look so quick and easy. I would spend like 4 hours trying to fit text and everything. I'm like, how am I going to tell people at Helium 10? Well, I made a TikTok today. So, you know what I mean? You're like, I swear I was working all day. Plus not only that, like recording it and doing the dances, that is not my jam, but I know exactly what we need. And then so hiring Sydney to do that, and she has that creativity, that drive. She knows the trends. She's in tune with the algorithm. I mean, it's kind of like this gift you get every day of having someone contribute to, this well-oiled machine. So I would say when you find the right people, I mean, it's just like you and Kelsey, like good rapport. You know what's going on. You trust them. The benefits outnumber
Somewhat.
any. Yes. Kelsey's incredible. Kelsey is just, we want to do a spinoff, by the way, a social media spinoff of maybe like a brunch with Cassandra.
Oh,
or
there you go.
cafe with Kelsey. We don't
Yeah,
know. We're going to figure something out. We're working on it.
All right,
now.
there we go. Yeah.
Look for us in Q1 of 2022.
Perfect.
Okay.
All right. So what about communication? So building a team, it's all about communication. If that falls apart, you got a big problem.
Yep.
How do you communicate with your team?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So when I hired Sydney, so she's taking over the day-to-day, again, we had a great rapport. So it wasn't, talking to each other felt so natural. We are on text, we're sliding into each other's DMs on Instagram. We've got Zoom, we've got Slack for Helium 10. And really it's just like an ongoing communication. I noticed for a minute, I was like, wait, we don't really have a recurring meeting. But then she's like, yeah, but we talk all day, every day. And I'm like, that's true. So really you have to have just that line of communication. You have to be open. And especially with social media being so, it's relevant, it's timely, it's real-time action. You got to be on top of it. And if you have someone who, is going to kind of clock out and, shut their phone off, which I'm not saying, you got to have work-life balance is very important and key, but you got to know that this is the essence of the job. And this is what it is. The core of it is communication. And if you can't communicate with your team, how are you going to communicate with a broader audience? That's really, you got to make sure that you're ready on any and all platforms. But I definitely recommend having regular brainstorms, talking with your team. What's going on? What are you seeing on the back end of social media? What is our audience saying? What seems to be really pushing the needle in terms of engagement? What should we do more of? What should we do less of? So having those open conversations. And I also think, Norm, and this may be a tough one, even for me, but you got to check your ego at the door, because there's been so many, I know it's tough. But there's been so many posts that I think are going to be like, guys, this is like going to go viral. And then it doesn't. And then you got to know, you're like, hey, I can't keep pushing a narrative that's not relatable to our audience, or that's not, catching fire. So you really have to kind of be open to any and all suggestions, edits, everything, and that's, I think, the big key point here.
Right. Oh, coffee time.
Oh.
Connie is pouring a cup of coffee.
Norm,
Thank you.
since we're taking a coffee break.
Yes.
So I planned, and I've had this with me for quite some time.
Oh.
You sent this to me. So I was going to do just a kind of a live unboxing really quick. I'm very prepared, very, very well packaged. So we can have this. Please, Kelsey, send me any and all edited footage. My Lunch with Norm official mug. And
it arrived.
Safely. I've had it in pristine condition. I don't know that I should eat these now, but
you get the chocolate in your teeth, and yeah.
But I also love that they're personalized. They have all the Norm logo. I love it. And then, Norm, if you know me, I love swag. So I don't think there's any quicker way to my heart than some good swag. I just want to put that out to the community. This is incredible. Thank you so much. You are awesome. I love you guys.
Well, thanks. And I'm glad you said it was good swag.
Of course.
Good. Thank you.
This is a quality mug right here.
There we go. Quality. Which reminds me, we have a giveaway today. And we only a half hour late, but we do have a giveaway today. So Cassandra, why don't you let people know what the giveaway is? Well,
the perks of being here at Helium 10 HQ, I got access to all of our cool swag as well. So we have 2 Helium 10 official notebooks. Am I going? It's those backward cameras, Norm. I never know. So we have 2 official Helium 10 notebooks. Also, Helium 10 pens for you to write down all of your entrepreneurial thoughts with your Amazon and Walmart businesses. So this is going to go to a lucky winner today. And who knows, I'll probably throw in some other fun swag that we have around the office.
Very good. And to add to that, since you were doing your swag, I said to Kels, why don't we just give away a mug with that too? So the winner today is going to have the Helium 10 swag, the mug, so all of that good stuff. So if you want to enter in and get the swag, we'll just call it the swag. Hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. And if you want to get an extra entry, that would just be an extra tag 2 people.
And I guess for shipping wise, is this available North American or is this international? Just want to make that
anywhere
clear.
and everywhere, Kelsey, for the most part. We will decide details, but I would say anywhere and everywhere. Let's go with that.
Okay. So if that's the case, the mug's on anywhere as well. So this is open to anybody listening right now, anywhere in the world. And by the way, I got to say, I saw a post from Marsha Reese unveiling the mug on LinkedIn the other day, and I thought it was fantastic. So thank you for that shout out there, Marsha.
Yeah, I want to make it's kind of funny because all of a sudden we just had an unloading of unboxing videos, and Marsha shared hers today, and she said, I see a trend. But this is unplanned. We didn't plan Cassandra to do these unboxing videos. This is just coincidence. So
it's just because we're all so cool. That's how this is what we do. Yeah. We're on top of it, Marsha. We know what's up.
Okay, so the question I want to give to everybody that's listening right now, I want to know what your pros and your cons have been with hiring a team, if you have a team. Okay, just throw it over in the comments section, and if you have any questions as well, of course. And now it's that time. I've got to give a shout out to our sponsor. So Global Wired Advisors, a leading digital investment bank focused on optimizing your business sale process. So to get more information from Global Wired Advisors, contact Chris and his team over at globalwiredadvisors.com. There we go. Now we can come back and talk about what would be the best advice you could give when growing your team from 1 to multiple people.
Oh my gosh, Norm. If I had to narrow it down, I was thinking about this. I do think, and I'm sure you'll agree, there's a trend just with entrepreneurs, with people who have a passion and a drive for what they do. I think it's a shared likeness. And I think that is admitting that you can't do it all. You can do everything, you just can't do it all at once. How about that? You can do it all, just not all at once.
Right.
And so I think when, talking about relinquishing control and letting people have their own creative lanes and taking the lead on things, I really think you need to let people drive their own, creative channels, what they want to do for their strategies. Let them own it. Because at the end of the day, it's really just opening up more possibilities for you and your brands, your businesses. It's helping you expand on a broader level, whether you are working with someone, internationally or domestically, whether it's, a part-time blogger or whatever it may be, content creator, etc. You're really going to realize the benefits of having that extra time that you can dedicate to different aspects of your business, and not being so, you don't want to be the hover person. You don't want to be looking over their shoulder. What are they doing all the time? And I have to say, Norm, I was recently talking to my team. It's so exciting. I told you, it feels like my own personal, TikTok channel or something of oh my gosh, what are we going to see next? As being on the back end of so many social media channels over the last, 10 years, and of course, Helium 10 over the last few years, it is so cool to see stuff pop up in the feed. I'm seeing stuff kind of in ideation or fact checking, copy and things like that. But to see a post come to life, come to fruition, and then be excited about it because you didn't know it was coming, it's a really cool feeling. And it's nice to see all that, happening around you while you're able to level up for yourself, for your business, for your brand, and expand in other ways. So definitely don't feel like you need to hover over people. Let them own it. Let them take the lead, of course, within, guidelines and strategies and things like that. But definitely, be sure to, check any egos. Let them handle it.
Right. Don't micromanage.
Don't micromanage. It's not a good look.
But I think, you nailed it. And one of the things that I think has to happen right at the beginning too, we talk about this a lot, manage expectations.
Yep.
So as long as you get that upfront, you talk to the person, let them know what you're expecting from them,
Yep.
and what they can expect from you. I just had this conversation today. There's something I thought would have happened a couple of days ago. It didn't happen. Okay, what happened here? Where was the break in the communication? No screaming, no yelling. Fix it and put that into an SOP so it doesn't happen the next time.
Yep.
You know,
Exactly.
and oh, this is the other thing, by the way. You've got that team, but here's the big question: do you hire a specialist per channel? Do you have a specialist who has comment and posting? So they're creative and they can post, or do you have somebody that has strictly just engagement? And I mean, it's very hard to find somebody that has everything.
I do see this a lot, and I've actually worked with other places that, there's been a Twitter owner, there's been an owner of the Instagram, there's an owner of Facebook, things like that. We have moderators in our Facebook groups that own those communication channels. I will say, I think any social media person I know, and especially because of, I don't know if I'm dating myself, but I've done this to where we were like a Jack, a Jane of all trades, so you will find people that probably can do it all. But I would definitely lean on what is their passion? What do they like to do? Because if they're doing what they love, they're going to do it 10 times better than someone who's, kind of begrudgingly assigned to it, if you will. So yes, I'm sure that there's everyone who can have like, yeah, I know a little of this, know a little of that. But what they're passionate about is going to make your business, your brand, your social media presence just go, take it to the astronomical heights. But yeah, I would recommend, if you're a larger brand and all your social media channels are substantial, you can start delegating those out to, specific people. But if you are a smaller brand starting out, I would focus on specific channels that you want to grow and have them dedicate more time to those, and then see how they can do a little A/B testing on the other lesser channels to see if those take off in the future.
Okay. Now, delegation. That's that's a tough one, right? You've got all these tasks. How do you delegate to your team?
Oh my goodness. Okay. So that was another thing too, of like, I remember getting new people in and I'm like, okay, but I'm still busy. I don't even know how to give you anything because I don't, I'm still trying to like figure everything out. I had Sydney jump right in. They were on kickoff calls. They're part of the briefs. They're part of the campaigns. They know what's coming down the pipeline. It was kind of like they were mirroring me. And that again opened up so many possibilities, Norm, like removed any sort of hovering or having to relay information. It was like, okay, you were there, you know what's up, ask your questions and let them run free. Because I think that's been the biggest component for us to succeed, is having them kind of shadow you for a while and then letting them take on these tasks little by little. So, and then eventually it becomes, things start to build on and they're doing more and more and they're more comfortable what they're doing because they've been on it since the ground floor, as opposed to you kind of parsing out, do this, do this, do this, do this. It's kind of that they have, here's 10 things that I need done or that need to be done for the brand. You figure out how they're going to work best and you figure out the priority and relay the information to the team and back. That's what I would say.
Very good. Well said.
Thank you.
You were talking about just letting somebody, go with it. And we've got a great example of that, I think. I would call it a great example. But Kelsey and Eric, so they're part of our team. Kelsey works over at Private Label Legion as well with Eric. Every Friday, or every Thursday, our newsletter goes out, but every Friday it gets posted. And we don't know. Tim and I have no idea what's happening. Have you seen the images?
It's exciting, right?
We have no idea. And I don't know to this, like, it might have got published yesterday. I have no idea until Kelsey publishes it on my profile what it's going to be. And usually I have a great laugh. It's just, oh my gosh, what did they do this time?
Yep, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's so cool to not, there's something awesome about, okay, I did that. I brought that to life, but there's something really, yes, so cool about seeing that.
What is this?
This is this is this week's
oh my God, that is the best.
For our audio listeners, it's the Titanic scene with Jack holding.
I can't believe that.
But,
That's hilarious. Oh my God, my eyes are watering.
Love it.
Kate Winslet has nothing on you, Norm. You should have. That was an Oscar-worthy. Stolen from you. It could have been you easily.
So there's the reaction. That's usually what happens when I see these. That is the best. That is the best so far. Oh, that's funny.
I think, Kelsey, I think you need to like print these out and like have them framed in the home.
A calendar. That's what we'll do.
Oh, let's do
a calendar.
That's a good idea.
There we go.
Oh
but
God,
only the ones that, if Tim's looking ridiculous, let's do those pictures. Okay. I don't want to be the one looking. We want him as Frodo or all those ones. Yeah. Robin.
Yeah, good strategy. Good strategy. I like it.
Okay, good.
But please get a calendar going because would purchase happily would hang in Helium 10 HQ.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Let's make it happen.
We'll talk to Kevin King because he's got the calendar company going. So we'll have to see if we can do that then.
Okay. Good to know.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
What's
Going
next?
back, now that it looks like I'm crying here. I am. But how do you keep the tone, the consistency? Sydney's taking over from somebody who knows the brand.
Right.
And I got tears in my eyes. So anyway, this is a serious question too.
Yes.
But how do you keep that consistency with the brand? How do you get them to understand what you want with the tone, the visuals, the brand? We talk about consistency all the time.
It was really a gradual process, I'd say, too. When she came on, I had her do her own social media audit, really take a look at all the different channels, what we're doing on each platform, look at how the creative is presented, the copy, the voice, the tone, and really get acclimated with the brand first, as opposed to just diving in and, hey, let's see what happens. So really knowing that voice and tone, we have internal trainings with Bradley. So she's learning the tools. She watched Project X, she watched Freedom Ticket. Like there's a lot of getting in the headspace, getting in the groups, seeing what people are talking about, seeing how we present ourselves at Helium 10 and how the audience reacts to our, our posts, our engagement, the sentiment, etc. So really having her take a deep dive before diving into actual content creation, I think was a huge benefit. And then, we have, as I mentioned, there's another Sydney in Oregon who's remote. And yes, we've got Zoom calls and, same thing. We have this great line of communication, but Sydney here is in LA. So she's able to come in the office. She's, she can come in the HQ and really get the vibe. Even when we have people like Tim Jordan and guests, we have also Emma from Marketing by Emma. She'll be in our office later today. Meeting those people and really getting a sense of them on a personal level, I think did incredible wonders for our content, just because then what people are going to gravitate towards. She also came up with I don't know if you saw, Bradley was in Hawaii and he had on a pair of shorts and sandals, and she goes, we should do a reference to Tim's shorts and sandals from Project X. And I was like, it's good thinking. It's good thinking. That's when you found a good person, when they can know a Tim Jordan reference.
There you go.
I'm like, you did your homework. You did
exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So, things like that, you can't teach that to someone. It has to be, acquired over time, and that goes with finding the right person, shared passions, things like that.
Okay.
Anyone who can roll with Tim Jordan is pretty chill in my book. I'd probably hire them.
Whew, okay. Luckily you said that. He is my partner.
Of course. Yeah. Because I know, she handles a lot of stuff for AMPM as well. And so even, when they first met and stuff, I was like, hey, you got to, know his voice and tone, know his personality. And I think she's done a wonderful job of that.
I would sum up, if I had one word of summing up Tim Jordan, it would be noodling.
And why, Norm? Why would you say
it's that deep South catfish, stick your hand in the hole, wait for it to, that's Tim. I mean,
that is Tim.
Anyway, let's get to the last question.
Okay.
And that reminds me, if you do have any questions, throw it over to the right.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about your biggest success story. So bringing on somebody, you didn't do it, something went viral or something happened. What's your biggest success story?
Oh my gosh. Okay. So again, I recently, like I took a sabbatical in August, and that's when I hired Sydney in Oregon. And as I mentioned, she's our TikTok queen. And I think she was kind of, she was getting acclimated. You're doing Freedom Ticket, you're listening to the podcast and all this stuff. And she's like, I think I'm ready to create content. And her first one out of the box was a trending sound. I understood the assignment, and it was a Freedom Ticket 3.0 promotion. And Norm, it was hilarious. It was so funny. It caught fire on social. It ended up being a organically promoted post on Facebook just because of the amount of engagement it got on Instagram Reels. They decided to push it over to Facebook as a recommended post, not paid, or all organic. And I remember people commenting and saying, okay, we got to take up our TikTok game. This is how you do it. This is how Reels are done. And I could not have been more proud. And honestly, I would love to take the credit for it, but it's all them. It's her. She's ideating it. And like I mentioned, she doesn't even have access. She's in Oregon. She's in, her home. And to make such exciting content that relates to a new audience that, she was just becoming familiar with, that's one of my biggest successes. I think it's about 10,000 views at this point, which I'm not mad at that. That's good. That's some good engagement right there.
Right. Yeah, that's great. Again, it comes back, don't micromanage, let people do their thing.
Yep, exactly.
Kels, do we have any questions?
Yes, we do. I can jump into them if you'd like.
Sure.
All right, just give me a second. Okay, our first question. Sorry, there's a lot of comments that have come in. From Jessica Rabbit. Question, you pay by hours on the clock or the quality of the products or reviews of their pay and bonuses, or a percentage of views, improvement or increase measured, or are there other criteria?
Norm, can we 50-50 this answer?
Go ahead.
Well, here's what I would say. I think if you're looking for someone to do more templatized work or something that's a little more on the back end of moderation, things like that, hours on the clock would probably be the way I would pay them. But if you're looking for someone to really, just kind of here's the reins, take control and ideate concepts, that's when I would look more at taking a look at their portfolio, taking a look at their content creation, what they can bring to the table, as well as past experience. And I think all that would factor into their pay, as well as, standard things like how many hours do you want them to work, how many days, full-time, expectations, etc. What are your thoughts, Norm?
All right. So no, I agree. So if you're starting out, it could be an hourly wage, no problem whatsoever. One of the things you might want to take in consideration if you are trying to expand out and it's more than social media, you can probably get them involved with being a copywriter, or if they're like really good at writing, that's a key. You hire them full time. Again, if it's overseas, it's very inexpensive to do. And then that way they're yours, you can train them. And it's not that expensive. It just depends on how much what your sales volume and what your profit is. If it's somebody over here, you might want to just exactly like Cassandra said, per project, per hour, to get you started. But I just did it. We didn't have enough work for somebody that we hired. We didn't want to lose that person. We thought they were pretty good, and we're going to fill their schedule either with training or with something, just to get that person on board.
Exactly. Good answer, Norm. Good answer. Solid.
Thank you.
All right. Also, please, for the listeners at home, just give us those thumbs up, smash those like buttons, and share it out to any Facebook groups or friends that are interested in Amazon and e-commerce and social media. So our next question is from Abu. Thoughts about going with social media agency?
Oh, okay. So I actually worked for a social media agency so that was when I worked with IMAX, and I did some stuff with Paramount. Here's my thoughts. I think if you're, again, a larger brand, if you're looking to, have someone take the reins, you're just doing some back and forth fact checking, things like that, it can be phenomenal. I think I personally prefer working in-house. That is something that drew me to working at Helium 10. That's something that I love about being here, is that I'm so close, not only to the community, but internally, our staff, our team, campaigns, things like that. So if you're looking for someone to take the reins, hire it out, pay, your fees, your monthly stipends, whatever it may be, then I would highly recommend. I think if you're looking for someone to be a little more intrinsically tied to, a face or something like that, I think you should hire in-house. That's my thoughts.
Very good.
You can't get a Cassandra Craven at every agency. I'm just saying.
No way. It's impossible.
It's impossible. There's only one.
Okay, from Rad, does Helium 10 recommend TikTok influencers? Where can I find a Sydney TikTok queen like yours?
Oh my gosh. Really? Okay, so I was talking to someone else recently about this. I think especially with TikTok, the search criteria opens you up to so many possibilities with keywords, hashtags, what you're looking for. As I mentioned, certain TikTok channels that you get into based on the algorithm. So that's where I would start. If you're kind of just taking a grassroots approach for it. Obviously, we put out, job searches on LinkedIn, Indeed, ZipRecruiter, things like that. But if you're looking to do more of like let me check out someone's content first, as opposed to just, the standard traditional way of looking for applications, et cetera, send me your portfolio. I would definitely go Instagram, TikTok, search some keywords, look for people in certain regions. I'm always a big advocate of geotags as well. If you know some hot trending Instagrammable places in big cities or in your local area, you're probably going to find some influencers that have taken photos there, done some photo shoots, et cetera, in that area, and then you can narrow it down your search to reach out to them. That would be my recommendation if you don't want to go the traditional, hey, we're looking for fill in the blank.
Okay, great.
Okay, we have one more question. It's not related to social medias, so I'll read it out and you guys can decide. From Howard, what is the next wave of featured data or analytics regarding identifying product category opportunities on Amazon? So I think
Norm, that's you. That's all you, Norm.
Okay, what was that question again? I'm trying to read it and I can't.
What is the next wave of future data or analytics regarding identifying product category opportunities on Amazon?
There was something I saw the other day that's going to give us more reporting, more analytics. It's in beta right now, but it's going to be surfacing in some of the groups, and we'll bring you that information. I'm not going to talk about that right now, but it is coming out. We're trying to even explore how to get into it. We tried to get into it the other day, and we were denied permission. But anyways, Amazon is providing a new level of search and analytics that you'll be at your fingertips. Right now, I look at brand analytics. We've done a couple of podcasts here. Kevin King did one, and then we had another person a couple of weeks ago talk about brand analytics and how they find their product opportunities. There's a great resource still available on Project X. Bradley and Tim go into how they find niche opportunities and go, yep, that's it, by going into Pinterest or going into Etsy. And they use a great example. Well, the coffin is one, but the other one that I love, that I saw Tim first present a little while ago, over a year ago, I think, was the egg holder. When you go into egg holder, it was impossible. It was I would never get into that. However, he took that and he saw it on Etsy or in Pinterest, and there were wooden egg holders. Came back and he looked at the niche. There was enough search volume to drive traffic over to a wooden egg holder to make sense of getting into it. So he was going to be, the number one. He made it number one in wooden egg holder and any of the long tails around it, which gave him enough sales to really just kill it. Now, a year later, type in wooden egg holder. There's tons, but guess what? Once you dominate and you keep on top of it using Helium 10 keyword tracker. You can see if anybody is coming in or trying to knock you down, and you just be a bit more aggressive on your PPC or on your giveaways or on whatever. But anyways, that's a couple of things. We could talk about product opportunity, and maybe on one of the podcasts, Tim and I will go through a lot more of that. But those are a couple of things that you can do right now. And do check Kevin King's, I don't know which one it was, Kelsey, but Kevin King goes into brand analytics and we dive into it.
All right.
And back to you, Cassandra.
Project X.
Project X. There we go. Helium 10. There we go.
Norm, you gave me some, some feedback, I will say, in Prosper. You were like, well, this is what you do on my podcast. And I was like, okay, I'll tone down the Helium 10 plugs. Is that not, should I, maybe I'll just go and have like a full Helium 10. I'll get the backdrop in here so I can just subtly, I don't have to say it. I can just kind of point in certain areas. But,
or have your hologram, right? The Helium 10 hologram like you have on your booth. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my God, I love it. Yes, exactly. Just, some subtle awareness, nothing too in your face.
No.
Oh my God, you are hilarious, Norm. Are we doing the giveaway?
We're going to go there.
Yes, it is time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
Okay.
And here we go.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
Here we go. We got a bunch of people.
Yeah, so this will be for the little swag pack we're giving away with Helium 10 and Lunch with Norm. So this includes some notebooks, pens, Lunch with Norm mug, and more. So we'll shuffle this up. And 3, 2, 1.
Sing.
If you are a winner, please email me at k@lunchwithnorm.
Oh, he got out of singing.
Yes, just as I planned. All right. Abu. Congratulations, Abu. You are the winner. I believe we have emailed before, so I think we're good to go. So that's awesome. Thank you. Also want to just give a quick shout out to people watching this from the Norman Farrar personal channel. We can't use their comments. So Raja, Yana, and Emma, thank you. They're all saying that they love Cassandra. She's incredible.
Oh my God. Wait, if Yana's watching, I have my McDonald's coffee. She gives me so much crap for this, but highly recommend. Gives me the energy I need for breakfast with Norm, lunch with Norm, your time.
Very good. Cassandra, I love it. I love when you come on. We have a great time.
I love this. You are so fun, you guys. I want to do this more often. I'll book some time with Kelsey.
Good. Awesome. I can't wait. How do people get a hold of you?
Cassandra_Craven on Helium 10's Instagram channels as well. You can find us anywhere and everywhere. Drop, some links in the comments and I'll make sure and get back to you.
Very good. Thank you. And we will see you next time.
Love you, Norm.
See you later. All right, everybody. So hopefully you got some information, a couple nuggets out of that. Growing your team is so important. If you don't grow the right team, I've heard that it'll cost around $5,000. So you want to make sure that all the time, all the effort that you're doing building that team is done right. And again, one of the things I would just mention that Cassandra said, don't put the expectations so high. Let the person make mistakes. Check your ego at the door. You can't have, a lot of times you'll have things done and it might not be 100%. It might be 80%. So whatever that level is, we allow it to be. You can grow the team, okay? But make sure that at least you look at portfolios and grow your team properly. If you get the first person that answers your ad, that might be the wrong way of going about it. Okay, so Monday, we're going to be talking to John Tilley. We've been trying to get John on for a little while. And he's from Zonguru, and we're going to be talking about what makes a successful Amazon business. So he's going to have some great tips. He's very knowledgeable in that area. Okay, so I want to give a shout out to our new sponsor, and that's Z.co. Are you private label seller looking to expand into a larger international markets or need an experienced import partner to keep growing, Z can help you. Z is your shipping partner and easy solution to international importing. Z makes selling your Amazon product abroad easy and excellent. Importing knowledge, door-to-door solutions, customer service, and scalability. That's right. You can sit back, relax, enjoy a cup of coffee while listening to Lunch with Norm and Cassandra, and having the peace of mind that Z is going to handle it. So if you're ready to take that next step, contact z.co. That's ZEE.co. And Kelsey, where are you, sir?
All right. Yes. Thank you, everyone, for watching today's episode. There's still time to smash those like buttons and share it out. So please do so if you enjoyed today's episode. Also, let us know how much you love Cassandra. Fill up that comment section with hearts. That'd be great. I'd love to see that. But also, there is the seller poll that is happening right now, and you can vote for your favorite bearded podcast. That's right, the Lunch with Norm podcast. You can vote for us. Just go to sellerpoll.com, go down to the podcast section, click on the Lunch with Norm button, and you'll be able to vote for us. So we really appreciate it. We know we've got a great beard nation, and we're hoping that we can
vote for Paul Barron. Come on, Paul.
Get out of here, Paul.
Yeah, can you cancel him and just get him out of the comment section?
He's gone.
Block him.
Don't worry.
Block that guy.
But
just
anyways,
joking.
Also, with the sponsors, if you are interested in any of the sponsors that we've mentioned for the podcast, you can use the links in the comment section or in the bios in our descriptions and use those links. It just helps with the tracking and everything. So we would appreciate if you are interested. All right. And Paul said all your wildest dreams will come true. Yeah, right. Okay.
I thought that was rubbing your head. Anyway. Okay,
right.
Enough of that.
That's it. That's
okay.
It for me.
So join us every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and Paul. But thanks for being part of the community. We could never do this without you. We're growing every day, and it's just phenomenal. We never could expect this when we started this a year and change ago. But hey, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Lunch with Norm.